Hey y'all, this is Donna D, and we're just gonna have this stand by and get ready for court shortly so we don't miss anything. And Crasher will be in just shortly. I don't know whether y'all can hear me or not. I hope you can. Can you hear me all right? It's good to see everybody here. Dorian, Pian, it's good to see you. JoJo, I always am glad to see you. KJ and the Ray, wonderful having you here. Trace in the case is always taking care of things. Hey, Nana Marie and Starburst, Little Brands, Jean P, Beach Bum, Sarana. We've got a lot of people here in here, and I'm just gonna hold it down until they start court. I know it's maybe a little earlier, but I didn't want to miss the beginning of it, and I was trying to not put, just be ready. And I know it's like everybody has, with a damn calendar knows that they have set these trials up for the same time in two different states with the same there she comes in here in a little bit. All right, so I've got it going on and ready, and I would show my face, but I got a bunch of presents here I've got to wrap on my table, and it's a big ass mess. We're going to get thrown off for my ugly talk already. So it's very exciting to see everybody here. We got 22 people here, and I'm so proud to have you here. Angela Davison, Diana Renee McDonald, Leanne Forksburg, Solo Dove, Olive Heatley, Sarana Beach Bum, yay! Oh, Sugar Burst, Starburst is here. That's one of Krisha's favorite people. And KQD, glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. I haven't noticed your name before, but you may have been here. And KJ is here, and she is, let's see what KJ is. She says, in other words, Idaho made a big deal with Arizona to keep a lid on the info from Brandon's custody hearings. Idaho sent law enforcement to meet Arizona judge, etc. Yes, ma'am, there's a lot going on here. A lot going on here. And we're so glad to have y'all all here. And I said, oh, JoJo says, my son is like JJ. We go to the same places Lori took him. Nobody there even has heard of it. Aw. And let's see. So I don't know. Maybe Arizona is really going to try to be open. Like I thought that the thing we had when they brought her in and that sheriff spoke for a while and he showed those videos of her being patted down and her picture made and all that. That's very important for us to see how it was done. And I'm glad they showed us since they drug their feet so much to start with. Anyways, it's so crazy that we've got both of these things, both the trial for Charles and Brandon and the one back in Idaho for Chad, all going on at the same time. It's just, I just don't see how they can do that. But I'm sure that if John Pryor has it anyway, he'll move his along down the road because he likes more time every time.
He'll go just to attend and take notes. Hey. He'll just go and take notes. That's all he'll do. That's what John Pryor likes to do.
Maybe something's happening.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Are you dinging a dong or something? Okay.
Maybe I can turn that down.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. I'm watching mine too. Let's see.
I feel like that's going to mean that it's going to start soon, but maybe I need to turn it off completely.
I can hear it still. It don't have a mute or something? Mine's on mute.
Yeah, there it goes.
Like you push a little thing, the slider bar. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Mom and them will be there as soon as they can. They have another hearing today, so can't be in two places at one time, but they'll be here as soon as possible. Mom said she's ready. So I'm doing good. Gene P, it's so good to see you. It's always good to see you. Hey, KJ. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry. I was the one sitting there pushing these every 2 seconds. That was me. But anyways, Ambien. I miss Ambien. I do. That was a long time ago. Oh, used to get good sleep. Hey, Great Dane Mom. How you doing? I'm just glad she didn't get away with Charles and Brandon. She's getting hers as we speak. Prayers for Crusha K and Larry. Thank you. That is my middle name too. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Sarana. I don't know how to say your name, and I have a difficult name too. I get called everything but. It snowed last night. Oh. Oh, what else? But if I had to pick, like, I talked to Jason about this last night because I didn't realize that it was overscheduled or whatever. April 4th, April 1st. And I'm just like, seriously, out of all the damn times in the world. And I was like, I think I'd have to pick Arizona. That's where I'm going to be. You know, all I'm going to do is I'm probably use Larry's cane and I'll sit there and poke Chad with it and try and make him flinch or move or blink or something. He's boring. John Pryor gets on my nerves. So I'm just saying, if I had to pick out of the two. All right. Let me shut up.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Shupp. Just keep your mic muted until your matter is called. Thank you.
Is it all court TV? I thought it could be streamed from Fox 10.
I'm actually streaming from East Idaho News, and they are streaming from Court TV. So can we put back up our banner? There you go. Let's get out of here.
Then she leaves me. Oh, Lord.
Well,
I was wondering.
I think they're going to change it in a minute, and maybe
I'm looking behind the scenes.
Yeah, we're not missing nothing, y'all.
No, because I'm looking at fox10phoenix.com and the YouTube channel is right here, and I'm refreshing it, and that's what I followed the link that Justin left on his Twitter X page or whatever.
If you want to change it out real quick, if you
I
feel
don't
like
see any live feed for that yet.
Okay.
I mean, it just has webcams, live webcams.
Well,
maybe Trace knows.
Either one of them can. I want to speak to either one of them people anyway if they want to talk to us.
Right? Let's see. Yeah. They're just talking about Maricopa County evictions right now. Let me see. Let me refresh this page, maybe. Like, I don't know if it'll just be on the Fox 10 Arizona, morning crap. I don't know. This is, it's new. So we're used to how East Idaho News does it. So this is practice for us and just learning a whole new thing. Can you hear anybody?
I can't hear anybody, but I was thinking, if anybody has tech skills and can figure out how to do this, we would be loving to talk to you and join our team.
Right. Justin's in the courtroom. Law and crime. Hey, sit and spin. Hey, Natalie. A little bit. Carla. Okay, I'll quit pushing all the buttons. Oh, I'll after that one. Yeah, Beach Bum said, Donna, you're great. I think so too. I think so. Turn your phones off, people in the courtroom. I imagine this is similar to what it'll look like for Chad's trial, right? It won't look this bad, but it's on Fox 10 Phoenix. I'm looking. All I see is like a morning show. Let me refresh this. Oh, yep. Okay. All right. Okay. We are going to switch. Take yours off.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook Promise.
Oh, why didn't it?
You are present or a victim of a crime pending before this court, you do have rights under Arizona law. They include the right to be treated with fairness, respect, and dignity, to a speedy and prompt and final conclusion of the case, to be present at court proceedings, and to choose whether or not to be interviewed by the defendant or the defendant's attorney. You have the right to be heard before the court makes any decision on negotiation of a plea, scheduling, and sentencing. You have the right to receive restitution from a person who has been convicted of causing your loss. If you have not been provided with a written statement of the victim's rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the prosecutor's office. And so are we ready on number 6 and 7?
6 and 7, Vallow.
All right, then. Do you know if the victim wishes to be heard to this one?
Sorry, check.
Calling number 6 on this morning's calendar. Number 6 is CR 2021. It is 001704. And number 7 is CR 2022 142. State of Arizona versus Lori Vallow. It's the time set for the not guilty arraignment as to each case. For the state?
Your Honor, Trini Kay on behalf of the state in both matters. For the record, the victim is appearing virtually in the 2022 matter. Also for the record, the next of kin, we're going to appear in the 2021. We have attempted to reach them. We are unable to reach them at this point, but they were aware of this and did respond to the court to know that they did wish to appear.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. Counsel?
Good morning, Keith Terry and Danae Suki on behalf of Ms. Vallow, who's present appearing in custody.
Thank you. And ma'am, could you state your full name, please?
Lori Vallow Daybell,
And your date of birth?
6/26/73.
All right, then this is the time set for the not guilty arraignment on each count. We'll start with number 6. As to number 6, ma'am, you are before the court on count 1. We'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Do you waive a reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we'll set the matter for your next court hearings are this as follows in this case. The next court hearing will be an initial pretrial conference. That will be on January 18th. It's at 8:15 in the morning before Commissioner Garfinkel. The comprehensive pretrial conference will be on February 21. It's at 8:30 in the morning, and that's before Judge Boreski. The final trial management conference will be on March 28. That's also at 8:30 in the morning before Judge Boreski. And then the trial assignment date on this case will be on April 4th. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's before the master calendar judge. You do need to be present for the court hearings. If you fail to appear without good cause, a warrant could issue for your arrest. I'll go ahead and affirm the current release conditions. We go to number 7. On number 7, ma'am, you are also before the court for a not guilty arraignment on count 1. We'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. We'll set the matters for the next court dates, which are likely to be the same ones I just gave you. The initial pretrial conference will be on January 18. It's at 8:15 in the morning before Commissioner Garfinkel. Comprehensive pretrial conference that will be on February 21. It's at 8:30 in the morning before Judge Boreski. The final trial management conference is March 28. It's at 8:30 in the morning. That's also before Judge Boreski. And then your trial assignment date is April 4th. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's before the master calendar judge. I'll go ahead and affirm the current release conditions as to this cause as well. From the state, was there any additional issues that you wanted the court to review or discuss?
Yes, Your Honor, 2 things. First, these are both first-degree murder cases. The court set the trial dates as if they were not complex. First-degree murder cases are automatically complex cases. We would ask that we amend the dates to align with complex case 270 days out for the trial date.
Yeah. If I do that, will we be able to get dates today?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, and does the defense wish to be heard? Do you wish to be heard on that issue?
Your Honor,
Object, or do you agree?
we object at this time.
All right, then, I think I'll just leave the dates the way they are now, and I'll ask the state to go ahead and file a motion before the assigned, either before the next court date or the Judge Boreski, and let him decide how he wants to proceed with respect to the dates.
Sure.
What was the other issue?
The other issue, Your Honor, was the state did file a motion and emailed it to court and counsel on Monday with regards to a protective order for the exhibits so that the state can comply with all of the protective orders that are in place in Idaho. I know defense counsel has not had a time to respond to that, so I didn't know if the court wanted to set a time before Judge Boreski so that we could deal with that issue. Obviously, we don't want to wait till the IPTC to handle that.
Sir,
We do not object to a protective order.
you do not object? I did receive the proposed order. Defense counsel has indicated there's no objection, so the court will grant that request, and I'll sign the order immediately following the hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state has no other issues.
All right, thank you. Anything from the defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, and thank you. We'll be in recess as to this matter. Thank you for appearing. Thanks so much. I sure wrote. Oh, it's ordered. I think I affirmed both dates. Did I not? The release conditions on both? Oh, is she what? Yes. She needs to sign for the release conditions. I know I'm getting it right now. Sorry. My apologies. Yeah, I will. Oh, okay. I just sent one without the numbers.
This cameraman likes elbows. Whomever the cameraman is. What the frick? I guess it's over. It's over. Okay. Okay. Oh, did y'all see that blush though? Did y'all see that blush? We're gonna back it
Yes.
up. That blush was whoa. It was about as potent as her lipstick that one time. Let's look at some elbows. 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 I'm sorry, I just
Calling number 6 on this morning's calendar. Number 6 is CR 2021. It is 001704. And number 7 is CR 2022 142. State of Arizona versus Lori Vallow. It's the time set for the not guilty arraignment as to each case. For the state?
Your Honor, Trinity K on behalf of the state in both matters. For the record, the victim is appearing virtually in the 2022 matter. Also for the record, being next to kin, we're going to appear in the 2021. We have attempted to reach them. We are unable to reach them at this point, but they were aware of this and did respond to the court to know that they did wish to appear.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. Counsel?
Good morning, Keith Terry and Danae Sookie on behalf of Ms. Vallow, who's present appearing in custody.
where I'm from, we say Terrio. Terrio.
Please,
Lori Vallow Daybell,
and your date of birth.
6/26/73.
All right, then this is the time set for the not guilty arraignment on each count. We'll start with number 6. As to number 6,
I wanted to hear her say not guilty, not guilty, not guilty.
Court on count 1 will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. You waive a
I can't believe that.
and we'll set the matter for your next court hearings are this as follows in this case.
Her brother's
Next court
birthday.
hearing will be an initial pretrial conference. That will be on January 18th.
Alex's birthday. My mom's birthday is the very next day.
At 8:15 in the morning before Commissioner Garfinkel. The comprehensive pretrial conference will be on February 21.
February 21. And she was going way too fast.
It's at 8:30 in the morning. and that's
8:30.
Before Judge Boreski.
Judge Boreski,
The final trial management conference will be on March 28.
March
That's
28th.
also at 8:30 in the morning
8:30.
before Judge Boreski.
Boreski.
And then the trial assignment date on this case will be on April 4th. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's before the master calendar judge.
Do y'all think that she's going to plead out? Or do y'all want to watch this again or what? I don't know. You just heard Duty Ron? No. Is it you? Yeah. I didn't hear him. Yeah. But she's still freaking, let go of the Vallow name then. I'm tired of putting it in my titles and stuff. For real. If not, you don't get it's search engine optimization is what it is. And I'm like, this is just wrong. I don't want to put Vallow in there. Or I'd have dropped it a long ass time ago when she dropped everybody. She chose this. We did not at all. What do y'all think? Yes, replay. Okay. I'll be quiet then.
You do need to be present.
6/26/73.
All right, then this is the time. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Counsel?
Good morning, Keith Terry and Danae Sookie on behalf of Ms. Vallow, who's present appearing in custody.
Thank you. And ma'am, could you state your full name, please,
Lori Vallow Daybell,
and your date of birth?
6/26/73.
All right, then this is the time set for 6 and 7.
6 and 7, Vallow.
All right, then.
Do you know
if the victim wishes to be heard to this round? Calling number 6 on this morning's calendar. Number 6 is CR 2021. It is 001704. 04. And number 7 is CR 2022 142, State of Arizona versus Lori Vallow. It's the time set for the not guilty arraignment as to each case. For the state?
Your Honor, Trinity K on behalf of the state in both matters. For the record, the victim is appearing virtually in the 2022 matter. Also for the record, the next of kin, we're going to appear in the 2021. We have attempted to reach them. We are unable to reach them at this point, but they were aware of this and did just want to report to know that they did wish to appear.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. Counsel?
Good morning, Keith Terry and Danae Suki on behalf of Ms. Vallow, who's present appearing in custody.
Thank you. And ma'am, could you state your full name, please,
Lori Vallow Daybell,
and your date of birth?
6/26/73.
All right, then this is the time set for the not guilty arraignment on each count. We'll start with number 6. As to number 6, ma'am, you are before the court on count 1. We'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Do you waive a reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we'll set the matter for your next court hearings are this as follows in this case. The next court hearing will be an initial pretrial conference. That will be on January 18th. It's at 8:15 in the morning before Commissioner Garfinkel. The comprehensive pretrial conference will be on February 21. It's at 8:30 in the morning, and that's before Judge Boreski. The final trial management conference will be on March 28. That's also at 8:30 in the morning before Judge Boreski. And then the trial assignment date on this case will be on April 4th. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's before the master calendar judge. You do need to be present for the court hearings. If you fail to appear without good cause, a warrant could issue for your arrest. I'll go ahead and affirm the current release conditions. We go to number 7. On number 7, ma'am, you are also before the court for a not guilty arraignment on count 1. We'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. We'll set the matters for the next court dates, which are likely to be the same ones I just gave you. The initial pretrial conference, that will be on January 18th. It's at 8:15 in the morning before Commissioner Garfinkel. Comprehensive pretrial conference, that will be on February 21. It's at 8:30 in the morning before Judge Boreski. The final trial management conference is March 28. It's at 8:30 in the morning. That's also before Judge Boreski. And then your trial assignment date is April 4th. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's before the master calendar judge. I'll go ahead and affirm the current release conditions as to this cause as well. From the state, was there any additional issues that you wanted the court to review or discuss?
Yes, Your Honor, 2 things. First, these are both first-degree murder cases. The court set the trial dates as if they were not complex. First-degree murder cases are automatically complex cases. We would ask that we amend the dates to align with complex case 270 days out for the trial date.
Yeah. If I do that, will we be able to get dates today?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, and does the defense wish to be heard? Do you wish to be heard on that issue?
Your Honor,
Object, or do you agree?
we object at this time.
All right, then, I think I'll just leave the dates the way they are now, and I'll ask the state to go ahead and file a motion before the assigned, either before the next court date or the Judge Boreski, and let him decide how he wants to proceed with respect to the dates.
Sure.
What was the other issue?
The other issue, Your Honor, was the state did file a motion and emailed it to court and counsel on Monday with regards to a protective order for the exhibits so that the state can comply with all of the protective orders that are in place in Idaho. I know defense counsel has not had a time to respond to that, so I didn't know if the court wanted to set a time before Judge Boreski so that we could deal with that issue. Obviously, we don't want to wait till the IPTC to handle that.
Okay, sir,
We do not object to a protective order.
you do not object? I did receive the proposed order. Defense counsel has indicated there's no objection, so the court will grant that request, and I'll sign the order immediately following the hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state has no other issues.
All right, thank you. Anything from the defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, and thank you. We'll be in recess as to this matter. Thank you for appearing. Okay, it's on my phone. I sure wrote. Oh, it's ordered. I think I affirmed both dates. Did I not? The release petition on both? Oh, is she what? Yes. She needs to sign for the release petition. I know I'm getting it right now. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, I will. Oh, okay. I just sent one, not the number.
Well. All right. I wonder, KJ, what close-ups are you gonna have on your on your wall? That's where I go snatch them. Screenshot, right? Oh my God. Why does she piss me off so much? Why does she piss? I don't know what it is. She pisses me off more that she's answering to these charges. Why? Why is that? Is it because I have a longer history with my uncle? I don't. I'm trying to figure it out, but I guess I don't really have to. I don't know. It's just weird. She molested her attorney. Y'all crack me up though, right? Pops right there. He went. I mean, yeah. Based on this and other footage, I do believe this camera person doesn't like Lori much, right? And he said earlier, she's not in Idaho anymore, and it's true. And I'm also glad she didn't, like Donna said, it's not a damn catwalk. Why did she plead not guilty? God dang it. Good morning, Janelle. Did you see the blush though? She needed to do the rest of her face. What the hell? What the hell? She is evil. Pure evil. Wow. Okay, let's see what's going on around the hood. I'm kind of like, anybody have any ideas? Is there anything going on? Let's see. I can't even think straight. I think one would need to think straight. Let's see. Oh, that was that. Okay. It's old. I looked on Facebook under Justin Lum. It's crazy how different it is though, with Nate Eaton being pretty much assigned to this case, and Justin Lum still does his regular beat. I respect that. It's just a regular news station. He hustles too, you know. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I have to like go and think about it. It has to like soak in. I don't mean that in a Mormon soak kind of way. The state will get their extra time to change the date of her trial. Right? What the hell? So were they doing a psych eval? Just asking for a friend. No. Okay, TC says, I think the special order, I think she requested the protective order for special treatment. Is that for her? She requested it? I see, I don't absorb. I'm just in the moment. Just got here. What happened? She pled not guilty. She didn't really plead. The judge did for her. I'm not that person. I wish I was. Just to be like a rundown. Protective orders for the Idaho evidence? For sure. When you're on DOC grounds, they do hair, makeup, and nails. I went to prison. I would know. That's how those inmates get paid in commissary. All right. Yep, KJ, I think so. She seemed like she was sane as she could be. At least we have cameras in the Arizona court, right? Okay, now I know where to go. Now we know where to go, right? And but I thank Donna because I was thinking the same thing about court TV, whomever, whatever we got to do. But I'm glad we found it. It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. Love you too. I like the way you wrote that. Arizona knows they fucked up. I can't even say that wrong. They are speaking for her again. She said, Lori Vallow Daybell. And then she said her birthday, which was 666. Just kidding. Her next court date is on her dead brother / assassin co-conspirator's birthday. Her and Chad's co-conspirator. Let's be sure to put that in there. Yeah, I think that's it. Breaks my heart, you know. Oh, and I just remember my conversations with him big time. During her being a total bitch, I said it, you know, to him and JJ for sure. Tylee she didn't come with them, you know. She was with her mom. Well, supposed to be, right? So it's just, I don't know. It just bothers me. Because he did try so hard. Thank you. Yeah. Right, dear. Oh, thank you, Beach Bum. Appreciate ya. Slap-a-ho. We are part of the Slap-a-ho tribe. Anybody want to sign up? Oh. Then there's the Captain Save-a-ho. The Captain Save-a-ho tribe. Just kidding. I don't know. I wonder. She's going to have to turn something. Chad's going to blame Lori. Yeah, he has. In my opinion, he has since John Pryor stepped into the courtroom on the preliminary hearing for Chad Guy Daybell. Straight up. Ms. Vallow. I was like, ooh. Them some fighting words, right? And then so last night I found, where's my phone? Where is my phone? Oh, I dropped it in the kitchen and I never did pick it up. Crap. Jason C has a question. We're not taking questions right now, Jason C. Just picking. What you got? Oh, I think he's going to prop his question that we talk to the TV, okay? That's what we do. Whenever there's a program on, like Court TV or whatever, and we were watching Surviving the Survivor. And yeah, I don't remember. It was about Lori and stuff and Chad. and Gigi was on there, and some young attorney from Idaho, Tara, I don't remember, and Gina, I think, I'm probably wrong, but hey Lou, how you doing? Is Chad more diabolical? Oh, I know what he's getting at. And I'm suck at reciting things that people said, for sure. But it was something to the tune of, does anybody think that Chad is more diabolical because he took the time to burn and destroy baby girl Tylee? Like, that's effort. That is, and not only that, I was listening to some things last night just to refresh myself. If not, I'm, but listening to Chad call that god dang valley son of the valley, whatever the hell, mortuary, and literally he sucks at it. First off, you suck. But I mean, straight up made arrangements. How cocky is that? That is cocky. So cocky. That's even more cocky than saying, what about the 2 bullets in his chest? That comment. And what about the bullet, if the bullet would have moved 5 inches for Brandon or something, and 5 inches is all Chad's used to working with, first off. Let's just go ahead and lay that out there. I'm sure. Oh, thank God I'm not a visionary. Right? Wow. I'm sorry. I just planted that. Anyways. But I mean, how cocky can you be? I swear, I wish he was charged in this, even though I know it'd be a waste of taxpayers' money. He pisses me off because he plays this goody, and it's gross. It's gross. He's gross. He is disgusting. Ugh. I don't know. Slap a hoe trap. Hemo. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man. But just the audacity. And then you know what's crazy? Oh, wait, I don't have it right here. Where is it? I think it might be in the room then. Y'all. So whenever, where is it? I don't even think I have one in the room. So it's somewhere. But whenever Mom and them, they moved Uncle Charles's stuff, which was Lori and Charles's stuff, right? And, the little mouse pads, right? One of them that I have says Myron, straight up. I was like, that's the middle name that Chad used when he called Valley of the Sun mortuary. And I'm like, what if they had 2 of them? What if, I don't know. I mean, you just think of these things, and he just looked down and was like, Myron, because he's stupid. Stupid. And he's not going to get away with this. Not. Bet your bottom dollar that he is not going to get away with the shit that he has done. First off, how are you going to explain the fact that you murdered your wife, allegedly, for now? How are you going to explain that? And your fraud. You can't talk your way and blame and shove that on anybody else, Chad. Not today, Satan. Not today. You can't wiggle. And it seems like it sometimes, and I appreciate the attorneys who do cover this, because they do give those outside opinions, or just the different, different perspectives, how you can try a case, how you could do this or do that, and I don't put anything past prior. But what was it that, okay, I know where I can go. Not to hell. I'm not going there. But this had to do with, y'all know how I am. Well, shouldn't be too far back. I uploaded them to Canva, I think. Where the hell? Okay. Let me just type it in then. Documents. Let me just put documents. Oh, yeah, I spelled it right. Okay. Let's see what y'all are saying. Yeah. Aw, my babe. Thanks for being here, because without y'all, this channel doesn't exist. They don't. And most of all the healing y'all bring to this beautiful woman right here, thank y'all. And thank you. And thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all. Come on. Damn. Okay. No, that's not it. Oh, okay, there's the rest of them. I mean, there's just so many things. Yeah, I mean, really, I went to go look, like at Detective Nate Moffat, Detective Ryan Pillar. I've been saying Pillar, and he's like, Pillar. And the Arizona cops that went and testified in in Lori's trial, just to see, and I just didn't realize how much they really were just like Detective, what I just said it. Oh, hell. Oh my God, I suck. Detective. Oh, hell. Anyways, the detective said when Charles was murdered, and that's something that like my mom couldn't say. She had to say killed, dead, death, things like that, because you can't be biased, I guess you can say. Detective. It's Nathan something. Nathan. Oh my God, let me go see if y'all know. Detective Nathan, not Moffat, but oh my God. Let me go look at my YouTube. Okay, let me get out of here. Okay. Just hold. Hold, please. Hold your pearls. Detective Nathan Duncan. Bam, there it is. And like he straight up, let's see, part 1 or part 2? Part 1. This is where it had, let me hide myself behind it. Okay.
Witness will be
Let me
Detective
look in the transcript real quick. This is one way you can look in the transcript. I'm going to teach you. You go down to the comments, show transcript. You go here, you click Control G, and it brings you this little search bar up here, and you type. We'll put Charles. I put Brandon, I think, the first time. So right here, you go to 17 minutes, and there's 49 mentions. Okay.
And when you respond to the report of an unattended death, is it your common practice to investigate?
Yes, any unattended death that we investigate, we automatically investigate as a homicide until the evidence or witness statements proves otherwise.
And in this case, did you observe Charles Vallow's body?
I did.
What observations did you make?
So upon entering the residence, there is a large living room area. In this living room, it was a wood flooring, planked flooring. There was no furniture in this room.
None.
There were mirrors along the north side of the room, the west side of the room, and I believe the east side or south side of the room, which was odd. Charles was laying what we refer to as in the supine position or on his back on the west side of this particular living room. His head was to the north and his feet were to the south. When I had observed him first, his shirt had been cut away from his body to expose his chest. There was medical equipment on his chest that were used to confirm death. And his arms were to his side and his feet were stretched out to the, like I said, to the south.
Did you make any observations as to injuries or visible injuries to his body?
I did. Charles had a wound consistent with a gunshot wound to the lower left quadrant of his abdomen, and that was the only wound at the time that was visible. He did have some bleeding in the webbing of his left hand, but other than that, there was not much other blood present.
As a detective, or even before becoming a detective, have you responded out to other shooting deaths?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever responded out to another shooting death with so little blood?
I have not. Normally in shooting cases, you will see much more blood than I observed in this case. We also look for blood spatter or trails that would indicate any kind of movement of the deceased after they were shot. And I did not notice any of that present.
And you had previously indicated that it was Alex Cox that had reported the shooting.
That is correct.
Do you know what he reported in regards to the shooting?
Alex had told police that he had shot Charles in self-defense.
Do you know if he indicated how many times he had shot Charles?
Yes, Alex had indicated that he shot Charles twice in the chest while he was standing.
And you indicated you only saw one bullet hole, but you said initially.
Correct, that's initially.
At some point, did you discover any other injuries to his body?
Yes. Lying next to Charles' body, can I go back a little bit? There were 2 shell casings, 45 caliber shell casings that were to the west of his body. Also next to his left shoulder, there was a bullet or a projectile that was laying on the ground, which was odd. He, like I said, very, very little blood present, but he, other than the webbing in the projectile. Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
Yes, you're fine. At some point, did you observe other injuries to his body?
Yes, those other injuries are noted after the medical examiner arrives. We do not touch the body at all until the medical examiner arrives. They have jurisdiction over the body. Once the medical examiner arrives, they can do a more, not very thorough, but just a brief inspection of the body, if you would, making observations. In the center of Charles's chest was an AED pad that was used for defibrillation. That pad was kind of pulled back, and there was another similar hole in the center of his chest that was also consistent with a gunshot wound. Charles' body was eventually rolled, and once rolled, there was another wound to his upper left back or shoulder area that was also consistent with the gunshot wound.
And did you know, or could you tell if the injury to his back would have been an entry or an exit wound?
I try not to make those determinations on scene, and those are more for the medical examiner to determine.
And the report from Alex had been that he had shot Charles twice in the chest.
Correct.
So at least Alex's indication where the shots had come from the front.
Front to back,
would have entered
yes.
front.
I'll keep that under advisement.
Okay.
I promise.
Have you been to scenes before where there were injuries to a body and CPR was performed?
Yes.
Have you seen the aftermath? Oh,
Were a phone extraction from Charles Vallow's phone. The second would have been an iCloud account called Lori for Style, which was linked back to Lori Vallow.
in the possession of the Chandler Police Department?
Yes, we had learned that Charles' phone was the catalyst for an argument between Lori and Charles on July 11th. During that time, after Charles was shot, Lori had taken Charles' phone with her in his rental car. That phone was later returned by Lori to the Chandler Police Department.
And when you were looking through Charles' phone, were there specific things you were looking for?
There was. In the weeks to months following the death of Charles Vallow, there was some information that came forward that that Charles was possibly killed because he was a dark spirit, a zombie, that there was some infidelity, some accusations of infidelity. So in that time and reviewing those, I was specifically looking for information regarding that would help us to end this investigation.
Some of the items that you saw on Charles' phone.
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I have what's marked as State's Exhibit 49. Defense and the court hopefully have their copies. If I could have the witness shown this.
You can have that provided to the witness at this point.
Shooting of Charles Vallow being the 404B, the evidence that the state is going
You're muted.
All right, before we commence with testimony, then I will inquire of the witness who's now under oath, Officer Pillard. Have you reviewed, read, or listened to any of the trial testimony at all that's taken place since this trial began?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay. With that, then, you can conduct your direct examination. I would request that the witness talk directly into the microphone, make verbal responses to any questions.
Attempted shooting at a gentleman by the name of Brandon Boudreaux.
Yes.
What was the date of that attempted shooting?
October 2nd, 2019.
Okay. How did you become involved in that situation?
I was working as a detective at that time. I was actually in a meeting with fellow detectives, and we were notified of a shooting that occurred in the area of 3875 East Phelps Street in Gilbert. And as the Violent Crimes Detective Unit, we responded to further investigate that scene.
What did you find when you got there?
Upon arrival, the Phelps Street runs east and west, and the crime scene tape was set up with police vehicles to prevent any type of further contamination. At the address of 3875 East Phelps was a black Tesla with Arizona license plate that ultimately returned to Mr. Brandon Boudreaux. Brandon Boudreaux is also present at the scene. He is the resident and the individual who was shot at and called 911.
So once you were at the scene, what steps did you take?
I was assigned the primary investigator. I then delegated tasks to my fellow detectives to include collecting evidence at the crime scene and canvassing the area, while I tasked myself with interviewing the reporting person / victim, Mr. Brandon Boudreaux.
Were you able to interview Brandon Boudreaux?
Yes.
Was he cooperative?
Yes.
Okay. What, if any, information did you learn that caused you to take steps, further steps in investigation?
So speaking with Brandon, I ascertained what he did that morning. So I learned that morning he left his residence with his 4 children in common with his wife at the time, Melanie Boudreaux. And he took his 4 children, 3 of them to school, and another child, their youngest, to meet with Melanie at another residence in Gilbert. Brandon then met with his friends to go to the gym, and then returned to his residence at 3875 East Phelps in his vehicle. As he drove towards his residence, he observed a gray-colored Jeep Wrangler.
I'm going to object to this testimony as being hearsay. These are all things that Mr. Boudreaux apparently said.
Well, Your Honor, I apologize. I'll let you.
I will sustain that in terms of the specificity of what was stated there by Mr. Boudreaux.
Okay. So what information did you learn from Mr. Boudreaux that led you to take any investigative steps?
After he returned home, he was shot at, and then we conducted a canvass of the area and spoke with neighbors, collected ring footage, and ultimately confirmed that there was a Jeep that was idling in front of Mr. Boudreaux's residence for approximately 1.5 hours. That Jeep was described by Brandon and by independent witnesses, as well as ring footage, as a gray colored Jeep Wrangler with a Texas license plate. Additionally, that Jeep did not have a wheel affixed to the back of the Jeep Wrangler.
Why was that significant?
Jeep Wranglers, two-door Jeep Wranglers specifically, have wheels on the back that would prevent the back window from being able to be opened. In Mr. Boudreaux's interview, he explained that when he approached his house, the back window of the Jeep opened
No,
up.
again, I'm going to object to hearsay.
It's
He's
to explain.
indicating-
I'm sorry. Counsel, go ahead. I
He's
cut you off.
indicating what Brandon Boudreaux told him.
Your Honor, it's not for the truth of the matter, sir. It is to show why this officer made the observations he did and then what steps he took next based on what he received.
Okay, I'll overrule the objection, but instruct the witness to try to avoid making direct quotes of what was told to you by someone else in the course of the investigation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
So you were explaining the relevance of the Jeep
So-
window?
Do you know if Charles was in an accident at that time?
He was not.
Did you ever talk to Lori about the fact Charles was not in an accident?
Yes, I did.
What did she tell you regarding that?
I asked her what happened. You shared that you thought he was going to pass away. And she said
I would tell
he
her
didn't
his
because
plan it
Satan
would.
interfered with the plan.
And when she talked about the plan, did she tell you whose plan it was?
She would talk about just from her own experiences. Often she would either have what she would call revelation about different experiences with Charles, or maybe she would, and also she would also talk about her experiences with Chad and how they envisioned getting together, that their spouses would pass away, so that that was the plan that was revealed to them. They believed that their spouses would pass away.
With the idea being that once their spouses passed away, they could be together.
Correct.
All right. No.
Castings for or participated in castings.
I'm not quite sure. It feels like it could have been Brandon Boudreaux, but that's what I can remember.
Do you recall if Lori ever told you that Brandon Boudreaux was dark?
Yes.
Do you recall if she ever told you whether or not he had an evil spirit in him?
Yes,
And did she indicate that he did have an evil spirit?
she did.
Do you recall if Lori told you anything else about Brandon Boudreaux?
Yes, so it evolved. And so he was, I believe he was dark from the beginning. I could be wrong on that, but that's my recollection. And then he became a very high level dark. So the darkness kind of evolved into, like, they had multiple lives as well. And he was supposedly part of Hitler's group during that
Hitler.
regime.
Hitler.
So he just kind of it just evolved like that.
Do you recall if you participated in castings for any other individuals?
I don't recall.
And I think you indicated the casting that Chad participated at would have been after Charles' passing.
Yes.
So to the best of your recollection, would that have been the one for Brandon Boudreaux?
That's what my recollection is.
And outside of the castings, were you ever told that anyone else was dark?
Yes.
Do you recall who else you were told was dark?
So it was Charles. That was Brandon. Her brother, not Alex, but another brother of hers. Eventually her dad.
Okay, hold on. About to go look at this other one. And then we'll be done.
And then Tylee, then Kay, then at the very end, JJ. And just random people that
What the hell is it playing?
I can't recall, but
Oh,
those are the ones that I'm recalling.
I'm on it. I'm like, where's it playing? Okay, this is dilemmas, okay? Oh.
So
I said that if I was to move to Rexburg, there is no jobs there for me for my experience or my past jobs or anything that would match me, and what would I do there for finances. And she said, don't worry about it. Melanie, meaning Melanie Pulaski / Boudreaux, she has enough for all of us.
now, so at this time it was Melanie Boudreaux. That was her name, right?
At the time, correct, yes.
Okay. And so Melanie Boudreaux was her niece.
Yes.
And Melanie Boudreaux was in the process of divorcing her husband, Brandon.
Correct.
And she received a fairly substantial divorce settlement.
Correct.
Several $100,000.
Yes.
Okay. And so what did Lori tell you about Melanie supporting people? What exactly? I want to make sure we get the words right. What did she say?
She said, don't worry about it because Melly has enough for all of us.
Okay. What did you say to that?
I said, that's her money, not my money.
Okay. And did Lori have a response?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
All right. Did you ever talk to Melanie Boudreaux about the idea that her money was going to support all of you?
I told her about what Lori said after Alex had died, and she said that she was very sad that other people would be saying that about her and her money.
Whatever. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I'm not buying that. Here, lock them all up. Done. If it was that easy, right? I'd like to buy a jail. Oh, hey, Donna, you're over there in the corner. That's Audie. That's Audie, ma'am. I can't recall. I know, y'all. I have done the designs for the bingo cards, but if anybody knows how to actually play it, how to execute it, how to get it out to everybody, do you keep up with the things? How do you validate them? Or you just take everybody's word for it? Because we'll do that whenever we listen to things like this, or, going back over Chad Daybell's and Lori Vallow Daybell, trial, any kind of court proceedings that we started to do Tuesday. And I was going to do it Tuesdays and Thursdays, the court proceedings or whatever. So I have a banner for that so that I don't sit here and stutter and say, we're glad to have you here today as we review the past hearings for Chad Daybell in preparation for his upcoming trial in April 2024. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Thank you so much. Love always wins, right? Okay, so that's there. And so that's what we're doing. And some people were like, hey, I'm glad to be here because I'm finally able to watch it with a community instead of having to, watching it kind of by ourselves before we found each other, and it was before I knew how to do this kind of stuff. I didn't know how to stream. I didn't know what a link was. I didn't know that a hashtag, you could push it and it brought you somewhere. Did not know the things that we have learned, but it'll just help refresh our minds, our memories, on some things. It'll piss us off. If that's not even a word, but it'll piss us off all over again. Yes. But it also, Sue Ellen wrote a comment saying that in a way it honors the victims because it's telling their stories, and so that's good. But yeah, we watched Tuesday. We watched some of how I found out about Tylee and JJ, being unearthed from Chad Daybell's yard, watching it in real time, watching Eric Grossarth. I couldn't find him though, but that's what I woke up to that morning, June 9th, 2020. I woke up to Eric Grossarth talking real low on Jason had his phone going, and I was like, what? Like what? You just kind of know. And I remember mom had texted me, I'll have to go look and just kind of see what she had texted me. It was something about the FBI raiding Chad Daybell's property. But that was it. We didn't know anything then. Then I was trying to, I really can't grab the Doomsday documentary clip from Mom and Larry whenever Mom let out that war cry or whatever, the one from the soul. I really don't think I could handle it either because it bothers me bad. But that's the camera crew got that on camera. They captured that on camera on documentary, but it's on Hulu, I think, or something. And I stopped paying for Hulu, okay, until I need it again. So, thank you for being here with me, Jean. I love you guys. I know. I've actually even thought about this. I talked to Donna about this, I just want to go through at least the key players or the ones that we listen to the most, especially Zalema, because not only was she, and I mean, I'm not one to talk, but we're not talking about me, but to go and kind of pre-record it, and I'll take all the ums and the out, and it'll just flow. To me, that I tend to soak that in a lot better, and I'm like, oh, okay, without all the airtime and the typing noise and all the things. So I thought about doing that too, and at least just uploading it to the channel, and that way for people who don't want to listen to all the crap. I don't know. There's different strokes for different folks. So, but anyways, I mean, there's so many things to do and that we can do, but this I thought would occupy our time and kind of sharpen our minds, focus, give us something to do. It would bring people who have not watched it from the beginning, who have come in, after all the things that happened in the beginning. And, that's also cool too, anyways. So, but the bingo cards, if anybody knows how to do that, to do the things, please email me at crusha0123@gmail.com. I will appreciate that. Me and the team. Let's see. I have it somewhere. Allegedly. Well, what about that, huh? I don't. Or if I do, I'm passing over it real quick. Anyways. Well, let's do that then, since I can't find it. But it's crusha0123@gmail.com. And, I can't stand this. I can't stand it. Look, she looks resentful. Oh my God. Whenever Nate was like, your mother-in-law, he called my mom her mother-in-law. And it looked like her throat stretched out and she was just flaming, right? And then Chad, this is like, what about Tammy? Whenever Nate Eden asked about Tammy, and that's the face that Chad made, and then as they were walking into the resort that they were staying in, that was so super expensive per night, they were living it up, living La Vida Loca, Loho. And Nate Eaton says, oh, Lori, that's a lot of cash you have there in that baggie. And oh my gosh, it was. And I mean, they didn't like that. They did not like that. But I mean, she's just a cheap hooker. And he, is just as gross. And I like
a bullshit.
That's so cute. Anyways, all right, let me get the frog, the big toe, and Loho off the screen. Yeah, just that, like she ate a bitter lemon right there, and her throat just flared up. Speaking of body language, right? Hey, Bullseye, good to see you. It's been a long time. And seeking justice. Duty calls. Did you miss anything? Not really. Just Lori. She didn't plead guilty. I'll tell you that. She has a hearing January 18th, 2024 at 8:15 in the morning. Commissioner Garfunkel, I think they said it so fast. So we will have it here. And so, but January 18th is her dead brother, Alex's birthday. Appropriate, right? I'd say, especially in Arizona. Love you too, Ash. Yeah. So, but I played it like 2.5 times. We watched it live, and then I kind of started going into it by myself. Like I didn't even ask. I just kind of went into it, but I was talking shit. So, but then we took a vote and we started it back from when she walked in, and comments were like saying, glad, this isn't a catwalk for her. Right. And it wasn't. Nobody was really focused on her. She stood the whole time. They pointed at her elbow. We got to see how old and ashy it is. She had nothing but blush on, or whatever, something that they use for blush. And she had no other makeup on, but she needed some. And she went by Lori Vallow Daybell. But yeah, just rewind it and just, watch it again as many times as it takes, right? Yes, he did. And I loved Little Brand's comment when she said, get Bishop Gabe up there. Yeah, Bishop Gabe. I see you, dude. Ugh. Way I lost track with some things. After JJ body was released, has your family been able to bring him home yet? Yes, he's home, but we are waiting. Hopefully his sister will be released. It's just not right. But, and you can't forget Slapaho. Leanne Forsberg says the Slapaho tribe. Mm-hmm. Too late for Captain Save-A-Ho. Yeah. So Trace, you talking about going like the next time, whenever Melanice or Vallow, Lori Daybell. She's got like every damn last name. She's got Lori Cox. Crap. I used to know them all. It starts with a Y. Yanez or Gaines. And then Lagoya or something. And then Ryan Vallow Daybell. She sounds like a law firm. We have a law firm here that used to be called Cox, Philo, Cook, Reed, and Welch. And I'm like, it sounds like you're saying a roll call for attorneys. She needs all those attorneys. But she don't have any money. And I don't see how Chad still has money. I don't know. I don't know if Pryor's doing this and he's just getting the airtime so that he can write a book and, get as much FaceTime and publicity. I don't really know his reasoning. I did see, however, let me present this real quick. I always forget to do this first. I'm sorry. It'll move in just a second. Hold on. It was on Twitter and it was on Justin. Oh hell. I think this is it. Okay. So it was Mark Means. I'm sorry, I don't do X real often. So December 3rd, 2023, 11:24 a.m. Justin Lum had put Lori former attorney has entered the chat, sounding off on Sheriff Penzoni, I don't know how to say his name, comments regarding the extradition of a fugitive. But yes, although she is a convicted murderer in Idaho, she is still innocent until proven guilty here in Arizona. And Mark Means, December 3rd, replying to Jalum, Fox 10, balance this journalism with the constitutional position of innocent until proven guilty. The way prosecutors and agents, aka police, are allowed to publicly broadcast their views while defense responses are gagged is beyond incomprehensible. We need to end indemnity. All I'm saying is maybe you shouldn't have practiced law in Idaho because they're the ones that silenced him. That's all I'm saying. And I actually commend him. I said it. And it just sucks because in some ways I'm on the defensive side when they really want to question these cult members, whatever you want to call them, these enablers, these participants, co-defendants, unnamed, in my opinion. I want them to be pressured. I want them to be held accountable. And I think that's a lot of us. There's so many times I see that Melanie Gibbs should be right there. They all should be. Something. Community service. Take their damn temple recommends away for life. Something. And it frustrates me. Because these three for sure are not here anymore. That's my family. My mom was on their hit list. Still is. I haven't seen them delete it or erase it, or I don't know if it was penciled in or if it's in permanent ink. I don't know. Ervil LeBaron, perfect example of killings going on after prison. He was in prison and or dead. Killings still happened. It doesn't make me feel good. And then there's Tammy and Joe, and they're part of my family too. They're part of this story, always will be. But there just is some accountability that, when Mark Means did call the church to the mat, so to speak, you see what happened. And that's the documents I had found on Justin Lum's, or I don't know where I found them. I don't know why I can't find them right now, but it was the documents from whenever Lori allegedly on October 5th, 2021, when Chad was in court, Lori was in IDHW, and her mental health technician, I don't know what to call him, allegedly told Lori to, call this attorney. And it happened to be Daniel McConkey of Curtin McConkey, which is the church's pretty much their civil attorney. They take care of all the sex abuse and, all those things. And actually, Tim Ballard uses them. It's just the go-to. Sign them NDAs, sleazy, in my opinion. But, and so she allegedly calls this attorney's office and gets Daniel McConkey of all the attorneys they have. She gets Daniel Dan McConkey. Probably called the 1-800-LDS helpline, in my opinion. And I do believe, I believe a lot of things that are off the wall, but it's not that far of a stretch. I'm just saying, it's pretty damn bold. And it's just one of the times. It's not counting whenever the church sent out letters the second day of Chad's preliminary hearing, urging and reminding its leaders in Chad's area, tainting that jury pool, So I will raise 10 kinds of hell if it's decided to go in Rexburg area. And I'm nothing against Rexburg. Great people. But no. No. Please. Bad enough it's in Idaho. But anyways, the church urged their leaders not to participate in any ongoing investigations because they could implicate the church or themselves, which they don't really care about other people. It's just don't implicate the church. And so that's obstruction of justice, in my opinion. It is what it is. And as much as I can't stand what Lori and Chad did, I cannot stand for dirty people. I don't like dirt. You know, like there's enough caca on this case, on my family's heads. Their blood was spilled. Nobody else's, theirs. And that's bullshit. Because it's bad enough they lost their lives, their voices, their everything. Everything. They lost everything. You know? And so it really sucks when something, as an entity that claims to be all about their children, its children, and its lambs, and yada, 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 has poo-pooed all over this case, all over their justice. Okay. So that's personal to me. Just is. So, and then never mentioning them or, you know, nothing, just never even acknowledging them, not acknowledging that there's a problem with the Visions of Glory and Tom Harrison and Jody Hildebrand, all these people that they all percolate together. Okay. And they're like, no, it's a cult. I bet you they're the ones that were like, hey, it's a cult. Pass it along. You know, for real. Distance, distance, distance. Okay, I'm just going off. Sorry. But yeah, it sucks. So it's just a couple of instances where, in my opinion, the church allegedly interjected itself into my family's justice. So it's bad enough how one-sided the justice system is. In fact, I disagree with Mark Means on that, because it seems like the accused get to have a lot more respect and leniency and grace than they provided their alleged victims, or in Lori's case, her victims, her children, her husband's wife, and any of us, you know. So a lot more grace. And that's just not cool. Then we still have to tiptoe around it too. Ugh. Anyways, all right, we're gonna go on that note. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. You're not a terrible assistant. Yeah. We will reconvene. Y'all hit those notifications, Beach Bum says. Thank you, Seeking Justice. Oh, I thought about it earlier. I will figure that out today. I was thinking about it while that was playing. See, my mind goes all over the place. Yeah. I just haven't done it, but maybe once or something. So I will figure that out, though. I do appreciate you. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Oh. And I don't know if we should do... I don't know what to do. Should we do... I don't want to sit back here for 8 hours. You know, the Chad Daybell replay or whatever. Maybe we'll just wait until Tuesday. Sunday on our regular stream, we're just going to talk about, because I got to talk about Ballard and Reyes and all the others. Unless you just let me cram it in there, because I could do that. Hey, Robinette. Oh, rewind. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. As always, love always wins. You guys are proof of this. Thank you. See you guys next time. Bye.